அனைத்துலக நகரத்தார் வர்த்தக மாநாடு கனெக்ட் கிரியேட் அண்ட் கொலாபரேட். இதுதான் நம்மளுடைய இந்த மாநாட்டினுடைய முழக்க வரி அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம், டேக்லைன். கனெக்ட் கிரியேட் அண்ட் கொலாபரேட். அதனால தான் இங்கே நம்ம ஒருவரோடு இணைய வந்திருக்கிறோம், புதியனவற்றை உருவாக்க வந்திருக்கிறோம், இறுதியாக ஒருங்கிணைந்து செயல்பட வந்திருக்கிறோம். அதன் வழியாக இப்பொழுது நாம் அனைத்துலக வர்த்தக மாநாட்டின் முதல் அமர்வுக்கு வந்துவிட்டோம். முதல் அமர்வுதான் வர்த்தக அமைப்புகளை உருவாக்குவது. ஒரு வர்த்தக அமைப்பை உருவாக்க இன்றியமையாதவை 3 அம்சங்கள். என்னென்ன? கட்டமைப்புகள், செயல்முறைகள், மனித வளம். இது 3 தான். இவற்றை நாம் நம் தொழில்களுக்கு ஏற்ப எப்படி சாதகமாக பயன்படுத்திக் கொள்ளலாம், இதை பற்றி பகிர்ந்து கொள்ள குவாண்டம் லீப் லேர்னிங் சொல்யூஷன்ஸ் நிறுவனத்தின் நிறுவனரும் முன்னணி வர்த்தக பயிற்றுவிப்பாளருமான திரு ராஜீவ் டால்ரெஜா அவர்களை மேடைக்கு அழைக்கிறேன். The first session for this morning will be building business organizations. The 3 key elements necessary to build a business organization are the systems, the processes, and people. How do we make effectively and creative? How do we create and make use of these elements to our advantage? To share, we have Mr. RAJIV TALREJA, leading business coach and founder and MD of Quantum Leap Learning Solutions.
Okay, we need to do this one more time. Did everybody have breakfast? Did you eat well? Did you eat too much? Okay, so I'm going to test that. So let's do a good morning together. Good morning. Okay, so my name is RAJIV TALREJA, and firstly, a big thank you to each and every one of you for being here. A big thank you to, and a big congratulations to the entire community to come together. Because like ma'am said, that when communities come together, especially on having conversations on business, exploring collaborations, it really is a nation building activity. So give yourself a huge round of applause for being here, because what you're doing is actually God's work. Now, I'm going to take you through a quick session on what does it take to build a scalable business. How many of you would like to learn that? Raise your hands. Okay. Now, before I begin, I have a question. How many of you like boring lectures? Anybody likes boring lectures? Sure? Okay. How many of you like conversations? You like conversations? Raise your hands if you like conversations. So tell everybody on your table, we are going to have a conversation. Say it to them. Okay. So while we are going to have conversations, make sure that every person on your table is a happy human being. Because if the person on your table is not a happy human being, they're going to infect their unhappiness into your energy and take your energy down. Yes or no? So quickly check with them. Are you happy? See, if they're not smiling, then there's a problem. Yes or no? Okay. So I'm going to take you through this process where we're going to answer this question, how to move from struggles to scale in business. Because fundamentally, there are 5 stages in business. How many stages, everyone? Come on, everybody, together. How many stages? So I'm going to break down each stage, and I'm going to tell you what stage you are at. You will be able to assess it. And what do you need to do next in your business? How many of you would like that? Raise your hands. Wonderful. Before that, is it okay if I give you a quick background about who I am, where I come from, what I do? Okay. So my name is RAJIV TALREJA, and I started as an entrepreneur in the year 2006-2007. I started with my first venture, Quantum Leap, which was a corporate training organization. Now I'm going to ask you all a question. How many corporates would be interested in learning from a 20-year-old kid? How many? Come on, shout it out. 0. 20-year-old kid. Nobody wants to learn from a 20-year-old kid. That's how I started back in 2006. But I cracked my first client by saying this to them. I said, don't pay me any money. Give me a team, give me a goal, and I will make sure they produce that result, pay me only on profits. Good deal? Come on, everybody. Good deal? It was a Canadian aviation electronics company, and I helped them increase their revenues globally by 27% in 3 months. Good jump? Okay. And I learned the most important lesson in business. Ask me, what's the most important lesson? Come on, everybody, ask me, what's the most important lesson? Now repeat after me. People buy results. No matter what business you are in, your end customer wants a result. Most entrepreneurs make the mistake where they're busy obsessing about their product, their technology, their character, how good they are. But at the end of the day, your customer wants an end result. Yes or no? If you run a coffee shop, your customer wants good quality coffee. If you run an insurance company, your customer wants you to service their insurance on time without any hassle. Yes or no? People buy results. They don't care about what's happening on the background. They want the result, and nowadays they want it fast. True or not? Now, with this philosophy, I started building my businesses. And in 2009, I set up 2 more companies. One was a recruitment business, one was an outsourcing project management company. 2010, I set up an events company. By the time I turned 26, I had 4 companies. I got awarded as one of the top 10 future leaders from India by Better Future Netherlands. By 26, you have 4 companies. Life seems perfect, yes or no? But I was suffering from a disease. Ask me which one. Come on, everybody, ask me which one. I was suffering from a disease which is called business owner's curse. What's it called? Now, if you're a business owner, you would understand the symptoms of this disease. When you're a business owner, everybody around you, your family, your friends, your relatives, your community members, everybody around you believes you're making a lot of money. Yes or no? But you know what's happening on the inside. It's called the business owner's curse. And I'll tell you why people believe we are making a lot of money. Ask me why. Because even without taking money for ourselves, we live in good homes, drive good cars, send our children to good institutions for education, and we still do that without making any money for ourselves. Tell the people around you, you are an artist. Because most entrepreneurs don't take money for themselves from their business. Yes or no? They just keep going with the flow, waiting for some day when life will fall in place and everything will become fine. Now that was me. For the first 9 years as an entrepreneur, I did not take any money from my businesses. And when I was not taking money, I actually felt good about myself. I felt like, see, I believe in my vision. I believe in my mission. But the reality was, I did not know how to make enough money, so I make money. How many of you realize this? Most entrepreneurs hire people, give them jobs, give them salaries on time, and do the work of their team members. That's entrepreneurship for you, yes or no? That's the case in small and medium businesses. And we go with the flow until and unless life slaps us on the face and wakes us up, yes or no? And for me, the slap on my face came in the year 2012 when I went into a 70 lakh loss, a 45 lakh rupee debt, and I had to shut 2 of my businesses down. Now I know for some of you 45 lakh rupee debt is nothing, but for me back then it was a big amount. And then something beautiful happened in my life. In the same week of December 2012, when I went into this loss, my father, who was a business owner for 35 years, was a retailer, went into a 3.5 crore loss and a 1.25 crore debt. So as father and son, we were in 1.7 crores debt. Now there's something that I can tell you. It's easy for me to stand here on stage and to talk to you about it. But back then, that was the most painful experience in life. Because when you don't have money and you lose money, it doesn't hurt that much. Yes or no? But when you have money, you have respect in society, you're moving in a society, and then you lose money, that's a very difficult emotional recovery to come out of. Yes or no? My most important lesson at that stage were 3 things. How many things? Number 1, people find joy in other people's suffering. Yes or no? Somewhere it makes us feel good. At least I don't have that problem. My second most important lesson, nothing in life is permanent. Your good times are not permanent, your bad times also are not permanent. And I'm saying this because for those of you, the good times are on today. You got to remember that that good time is a blessing and you cannot become complacent. You have to keep working to sustain it. Yes or no? And for those of you, for some of you, if the bad times are on today, just know that that's not permanent. So don't mean or make it mean that it's permanent and lower your confidence, because if you lower your confidence, you can't come out of it. Yes or no? Okay. For me, those were the most 2 important lessons. And the third most important lesson was this. Nobody matters more than your own family. How many of you agree? And some of us forget this on a day-to-day basis. You may have had an argument this morning at home before coming here. But guess what? You still go to work to make sure that those people at home are happy and they are proud of you. Yes or no? These 3 lessons came to me at the worst time of my life. And I'm glad it happened. And one meeting with a friend changed my life completely. How many of you agree that your friends always speak the truth to you? Raise your hands if you agree. Especially when they are drunk. Because when the spirit goes inside, spirituality comes outside. Yes or no? Some of you are like, yes, last night it happened. Okay. Now, I was sitting with a friend in a bar. I don't drink. He drinks for my sorrow. So that's why true friend. And he looked at me and said, Rajiv, I will say something. I said, go ahead. He said, you are a genius. I said, what's wrong with you? I'm telling you, I'm in financial problems. People are abusing me and my father for getting money out of us. And you're calling me a genius. He said, no, listen to me. You work 16 to 17 hours per day, correct? I said, yeah. You work 7 days a week, correct? I said, yes. He's like, even after working 16 to 17 hours per day, 7 days a week, you're not making money. That's why you are a genius. I said, you're appreciating or abusing? Because I'm confused. And you know, through this journey, when you are going through your difficult times, you don't really share it with too many people. Yes or no? Because you're afraid. What will people think? How will they judge you? Now, after about a year of being in financial issues, I opened up to a few of my entrepreneur friends. I told them, look, I need to tell you something. For the last 1 year, life has been very difficult. I don't have money. I'm in debt. My father doesn't have money. As a family, we are struggling. So I told them, me and my father together owe people 1.7 crores. One of my friends responds, that's all? I owe the market 5 crores. Another fellow looks at us and says, hey, you both are chiller party, man. 20 crores is outstanding for me. I don't know if that payment will come or not. Suddenly, I'm looking around myself and I thought this was supposed to be a tragedy meeting, but everybody is so proud of their tragedy. It's almost like they're fighting egoistically saying, my debt is bigger. And that's when I saw most entrepreneurs have 4 problems. And I'm going to put out those 4 problems for you. The first problems most entrepreneur has is lack of, come on everybody, lack of. You talk to a business owner, they say, do you have time? No, don't have time. All the time busy. Yes or no? Then some entrepreneurs have this problem called lack of money. They're working hard but still not making money. Most businesses believe this. They believe if I don't have money, means I need more money so that my business can make money. Yes or no? And that's when we go out there look for investors. True or not? Let me tell you something. If your business is not making money, it means that the current strategy you are using is not useful. Yes or no? Current systems you are using is not useful. The skills you have and your team members have is not useful. Now, if you borrow money and invest it in strategies, systems, and skills that are already failing, what do you think will happen with that money? It goes down the drain. And that's when most entrepreneurs get stuck in the trap of debt. Now, when you go into debt, then you attract a modern day disease in your life which is called stress. What's it called, everyone? Can I tell you a secret about stress? Ask me, what's the secret? Come on, everybody. Here's the secret about stress. Nowadays, people are proud of having stress. People feel good about having stress. When you sit with your friends and you talk about your problems, you see everybody's trying to beat your problem by saying their problems are bigger. Yes or no? Because stress makes you feel like a sincere, honest human being. Stress makes you feel like you are an ethical, hardworking person. But the reality is stress is poison for the mind. Now you think about this. A person who does not have time, person who does not have money, person who is in debt, person who is in stress, can you call this person a business owner, everyone? Come on, everybody. Can you call this person a business owner? No. At best, this person is a job owner. They've given themselves a job. They've given employment to themselves. And that's why it's called self-employment. What's it called? Most entrepreneurs are not business owners. They are self-employed people because nothing in their business works without them. How many of you agree? Raise your hands if you agree to that. And if your business is dependent on you, every single thing is dependent on you, then I'm sorry to break this news early in the morning that you are not in business, you are in self-employment, and self-employment is a trap. Ask me why. Come on, everybody, ask me why. Look, this side is more louder, this side is not loud. Ask me why. Okay, see, you have more power, so make sure all of you give me your power. Now consider this. The reason why self-employment is a trap is because we hire people, correct? We pay them salary on time, correct? We do their work, correct? We pay taxes on time, correct? And we don't pay ourselves, correct? Or we pay ourselves when money is left, if money is left. If money is not left, what will we take home? Stress. And then next day we come back to work because we will use some positive thinking and come back. Yes or no? I want you to understand this self-employment is a beautiful trap where you feel like you own a business, but in reality, you're only struggling. True or not? And I'll give you an example of why I call it a trap. Anybody here ever got your house walls painted? Anybody? Ever got your house walls painted? Raise your hands. You painted your house walls? Yeah? Now, when you paint your house walls, what do you smell? Come on, what do you smell? Paint. You smell the smell of paint, yes or no? One day you smell paint, 2 days you smell paint, 3 days you smell paint. Fourth day, you don't get the smell of paint. Fifth day, a relative comes home and there's too much smell of paint. What do you tell them? No, it's not there. It was there 2 days ago. But the reality is this. Has the smell gone, everyone? What's happened? You got used to it. In the same way, self-employed business owners are used to working very hard without making money for themselves. That's why I call it a trap. I had a manufacturing company, client. I was coaching the CEO. Rajiv, I'm feeling very bad today. I said, why? He said, my receptionist gave me laddu today. I said, why? She brought a plot of land outskirts of the city. I said, why are you feeling bad? He said, I employ 300 people. She's one of them. I pay her 20,000 rupees salary. She has 20,000 rupees salary. She's building assets. I have 300 people. I have no assets. That's the reality of most people. Don't be fooled by the suits you see around yourself. I'm telling you, don't be fooled by the suits you see around yourself. Sometimes I see bigger the game, bigger the debt. Then suddenly one day news will come. You know, this fellow lifted his hands. And you'll be like, I was going to get my daughter married to his son. Good, I didn't. Okay? Please understand this. This is the reality. Now we need to deal with this reality. Yes or no? Okay? For me, the only way of dealing this reality was learning. Was what? Come on, everybody. Was what? Most people don't look at learning as an option. Most people just live in denial that someday, somehow, something will happen and life will become fine. Yes or no? We are waiting for the heavens doors to open, God to come down and say, you are the chosen one. But God is saying, do something. Learn, become better, because your results are a reflection of your capabilities. Yes or no? So the only way to take the results up is improve the capability. True or not? Now I accepted this as an entrepreneur, and here's what I did. I went across India and I interviewed 300 business leaders. People like Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw of Biocon, Ashok Suta of Happiest Minds and Mindtree, okay, C.K. Kumaravel here from Naturals. I interviewed 300 business leaders to understand what is the mindset and what are the systems to scale up a business. Apart from that, I went across Asia, learned from some of the best teachers and trainers. I invested 40,67,000 rupees in my own learning by hiring coaches and working with them. When I was doing this, most people would look at me and say, are you crazy? You don't have money and you're spending money. I said, I'm not spending money. I'm spending faith. Because me learning is me putting faith that I'm going to make money. Yes or no? Turn things around. I authored this book titled Lead or Bleed. I'll tell you why I wrote this book. I wrote this book because I thought I've done so much research. My family and friends can read the book and benefit from it. When I launched the book, I got 2 shocks. Shock number 1. None of my family and friends bought the book. They wanted it for free. Shock number 2. The book became an Amazon #1 bestseller in 4 categories worldwide. I was like, wow. I started getting interviewed by various media channels from across the world about my journey of interviewing, journey of writing the book. To cut a long story short, today I run 4 businesses. Quantum Leap is Asia's largest business consulting company. We work with more than 735 businesses across 6 countries in Asia to help them scale them up. Dreamcraft is an events company where we are building a franchise model and creating more event managers. Dreamcatcher Investment is my investment company where I invest in startups and help them scale up. And I own a sports team called Karnataka Warriors, which is the Kannada film industry stars. Now, the reason I'm sharing this with you is this. If you look at my timeline, started as an entrepreneur 2006, went bankrupt in 2012, till 2014, nothing changed. Started learning in 2014. 2016, started rebuilding my businesses. 2016 to 2019 is just 3 years' time. Yes or no? In 3 years, I've been able to rebuild things, invest in other businesses. Would you like to learn how? Ask me how. Because I took my business through the stages of business. And I'm going to teach you the stages of business now. Everybody ready? The first stage of business is called struggle. What's it called, everyone? When you start newly as a business owner, you want people to buy your products and services. Yes or no? And you believe, because it's your idea, you believe everybody will buy this product or service. Yes or no? But when you go out to the market gives you feedback in the form of punches. And you realize what you thought was the most saleable idea, people are not buying it. Now, in this phase, the entrepreneur becomes desperate. The entrepreneur becomes, come on everybody, what's the word? The entrepreneur becomes desperate and he's only focusing on acquiring customers. And while he's focusing on acquiring customers, he's not getting as many customers, so the entrepreneur is putting money into the business. Yes or no? Remember, not taking money for yourself is also investing in your business. Does that make sense? So the entrepreneur is constantly investing and he has a very unclear and wishful business model. Why wishful? Because he believes my product is the best. He's not taking feedback from the market. And very unclear. He's trying to sell the product to everybody. Now, if everybody is your customer, then I want to give you some news. Ask me, what's the news? Then nobody is your customer. If you think everybody needs your products or services, you are mistaken. You need to know exactly who needs your products and services. Now, the truth about the stage of struggle is most entrepreneurs kill their business in this stage. They shut their business and go back to a job. And there are statistics that say that 1 in 100 companies survive first year, 1 in 1,000 companies survive the second year, 1 in 10,000 survive the third year. Which means if you are more than 3 years old, then you are like lakho mein ek, like they say in Hindi. You're 1 in 1 lakh people. Now those people who survive struggle go to the second stage, which is called survival. What's it called? Survival is the stage where the entrepreneur becomes more mature. They realize that I need to sell my product to the right customer who values my product, who's willing to spend money on my product. That's the right customer. Yes or no? So they start focusing on the right customer and they start modifying their products and services to suit what the customer wants. That's when they create a workable business model. What's it called, everyone? Come on, together, everybody. What's it called? So you start having a workable business model, but in this stage, you have a problem, which is cash flow. Now, there are 2 reasons for cash flow problems in businesses. Reason number 1, you don't have enough working capital and the cost of your goods and services is high. So you need good working capital, but you don't have that. So you are always having this cash flow struggle. Reason number 2 why businesses go into cash flow struggle is because they are not marketing and selling proactively. They are waiting for customers to come to them. They are relying on word of mouth. Now, if you were in business 15 years ago, and if I asked you, how do you get new customers? And you said word of mouth, I would have said good job. But now, if you rely on word of mouth, that's dangerous. Ask me why. Come on, everybody, ask me why. Because in the last 15 years, technology has evolved. Yes or no? Information is more accessible to customers. Yes or no? Competition has increased. Yes or no? Now, when competition has increased, technology has increased, access and opportunities to customers have increased, then they don't come searching for you anymore. You have to be available at your customer's doorstep. Does that make sense? And I work with so many businesses who are 10, 15 years old, and I see the entrepreneur tell me, Rajiv, market has gone down. I am sorry, my friends, market has not gone down. The population is increasing, correct? Consumption is increasing, correct? If the population is increasing, consumption is increasing, common sense, how can business go down? Business is going down for people who are not proactive, who are sitting on their shop, they call it that seat, or in their office chamber and waiting for customers to come to them. I'm sorry, the customers are no longer going to come to you. You got to go to the customers. True or not? Okay? And that's why you got to be proactive about marketing and selling. You can't sit in your chair and say, oh, we are in business for 20 years. It doesn't matter to your customer. Today, your customer wants you on their mobile phone. So you got to be out there. Only then you will overcome this cash flow challenge. Most entrepreneurs who are in survival mode, here's what they do. They have the right product. They know who's their customer. They are not proactive. Therefore, they have cash flow challenges, because of which the only thing they think every day is financial planning. Is what? If you are only doing financial planning every day, that's an alarm for yourself. Because then you are only thinking, when will money come? Where will it come from? Then once it comes, where will it go? When will it go? Yes or no? Then that's not your money. Then you are like a bank account for only transfer of money. Like I talk to business owners and say, tell me your personal income. People, 200, 300 crores. I ask them, what's your personal income? They say, my personal income is 5 crores. I say, where's money? Said, no, that's outside. Payments have to come. Said, okay, when payments come, will that money come home? No, there are expenses outstanding. Then that's not your money. That's your working capital. And you are working without capital, and you're working only to make sure the business is alive. I know people who spend money from their assets. They build properties over years. They take the money, that rental income that comes, and put it in their business only to keep the business alive. That's not great financial prudence. And why do we do it? Because the fear is, if I shut this down, what will people say? Trust me, nobody is going to come home and feed you food when you go bankrupt. Do you agree? And that's why you need to be financially prudent. Most entrepreneurs survive in survival for the rest of their life. They accept not making money for themselves as a way of life. They say, it's okay, I'm an entrepreneur. Doesn't work that way. Very few people go to the next stage. Ask me, what's the next stage? Come on, everybody, ask me, what's the next stage? The next stage is stability. Stability is the stage where you have a profitable business. So I want you to start seeing the connection. Struggle, no business model. Wishful business model. Survival, workable business model. You know what are the products, you know who's the customer. Stability, your business becomes profitable. Ask me how. Come on, everybody, ask me how. This is the stage where the entrepreneur becomes mature to understand that marketing, sales, operations, these three core activities need to happen continuously. Yes or no? Now, to make sure that marketing, sales, and operations happens continuously, the entrepreneur either builds a team or does the work of marketing, sales, and operations by themselves. True or not? So the business owner drives all the functional teams or departments or personally executes some of the certain business functions. Now this is a stage, because marketing has happened continuously, sales is happening continuously, operations is happening continuously, the business starts making money and the business owner also starts making money. Now this is a stage when you start making money, you start making your 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs per month for yourself, you feel good. True or not? And when you reach this stage after struggle and survival's trauma, you feel, appa, now at least everything is stable. True or not? But there's a bigger problem in this stage. Ask me, what's the problem? The problem is everything is dependent on you. Yes or no? Which means you have zero luxury. You become a slave to your business. Now some people convince themselves it's okay to have zero luxury, it's okay to work 12, 14 hours a day, and they believe it's okay because after struggle and survival, finally you're making money, so you don't question it. True or not? There are very few people who go beyond stability. Firstly, I want to start seeing most businesses die in struggle. Few go to survival, live in survival for the rest of their life. Very few go from survival to stability, reach there, live there for the rest of their life. Even fewer go to the next stage. The next stage is called the stage of success. What's it called, everybody? Come on, together. What's it called? This is the stage where you have rapid financial growth. Ask me how. This is the stage where you have built second line department leaders, second line managers. So you have a marketing manager, you have a sales manager, you have an operations manager, you have an accounts manager, you have managers. These managers are committed and competent. Everybody say these two words. What are the two words? Committed and, which means they are loyal, trustworthy, they love you, they love the company, and they are capable, they are competent to produce results. So they start running the day-to-day operations for you. When they start running the day-to-day operations for you, you have free time, yes or no? What do you do with that free time? You don't take a vacation to Hawaii. This is where, as an entrepreneur, you focus on strategic growth. You focus on what? New products, new geographies, new partnerships, new business lines. Now, when you start exploring new products, new geographies, new business lines, you focus on strategic growth and you leverage the existing team, existing infrastructure, existing network, existing resources. Yes or no? Now, because you're leveraging the existing infrastructure for further expansion, that's when you see rapid financial growth. This is when you're making more money than you can ever imagine to spend. And you're creating assets for yourself, for your family, and you're only looking at expansion and growth. Most people reach this stage, they make a mistake. Ask me, what's the mistake? This is the stage when they reach, then money doesn't excite them anymore. So they stop accelerating their business, they take a back seat and say, 20 years I worked hard, now let me have a social life. So they go join Rotary, Lions Club, all these chambers of commerce. They start running those organizations instead of their own business. Okay? All the heads of the Chamber of Commerce, please accelerate your business also. Okay? Or they join the temple trust, church trust, mosque trust. They become socially hyperactive. And they become hyperactive and stop concentrating on their business. You got to balance the two, yes or no? I believe you got to live a balanced life in health, wealth, relationship, society, business, throughout your life, not when you make the money. You got to live it throughout your life, true or not? Today you may not be able to afford, if you are in struggle or survival, you may not afford a vacation to Switzerland, but you can at least afford a vacation to Mahabalipuram. So your family, I will take you out when I make the money. Then when will never come. So the key is to not fall into the trap of becoming socially hyperactive in success and focus on your business to take it to the next level. Ask me, what's the next level? Before I teach you the next level, how many of you are able to spot your own business in any of these stages? Raise your hands. Raise your hands, raise your hands, raise your hands, raise your hands. Wonderful. Don't tell the person sitting next to you which stage you are at. Okay? I will make sure you don't say that. Then we go to the next stage. After success comes the stage called scale. What's it called? Now this is the stage where the business is run by a decentralized management. Now, how many of you are first generation or homegrown businesses? Raise your hands. Family businesses. I'm going to warn you of a mistake you need to avoid. Ask me, what's the mistake? Do not keep people in the business just because they are family. Because you then you'll start repelling talented people. Talented people would not want to join your organization. Make sure, even if you have a son or daughter, make sure they work in every department of the business before they earn their place in the management. Now you need a very big commitment to a mission and very strong humility to do that. Yes or no? Do you want to know why second generations ruin the first generation's business? Ask me why. Because they don't have substance. They've not worked from the ground. And if you really care for your children, it's not about giving them an AC chamber next to your chamber. It's to make them sweat on the field. I really want you to take this back. There's something beautiful Dhirubhai Ambani did with Mukesh Ambani. He used to send Mukesh Ambani to Bangalore, Chennai, to all the retail markets, the small shops like Saukarpet and all of these places. And Mukesh Ambani would work with other textile traders, carry their suitcases and work with them for six months. That's why he's Mukesh Ambani today. Is this making sense? You got to make sure that your children earn the right in the business. Because two mistakes can happen. If you empower without capability, the business will fall. See the silence in the room right now? It's awkward. But I believe I need to speak the truth if I really want to serve you and support you. Yes or no? I'm not here to just make you feel good and leave from here. My job is not to tell you inspiring stories and make you clap. My job is to actually empower your businesses. So the best way is to make your children earn the right. Yes or no? And here's the second thing you got to do. When your children earn the right, stop being a control freak. Most family businesses have a generational conflict. I work with thousands of family businesses only to realize they have a generational conflict. And here's why the conflict comes. The younger generation wants to experiment. The older generation wants to protect. You're saying, why you are experimenting? But please understand, see the claps are coming from the younger guys now. Okay? Please understand this. Parenting is a very important skill, yes or no? The key to effective parenting is not control. My dad is a first generation entrepreneur. He built everything from scratch. He was making the mistake during my teens where he was trying to control everything in my life. And I told him this one day. I said, Dad, you are controlling because you love me. You're controlling because the younger ones, this is for you. They control because they love. Now when they are loving, their expression of love may not be the right expression. Yes or no? The mistake we make is when our parents start controlling, we start fighting. Or we surrender. Everybody say this. Fighting. Come on, say it. Fighting. Not effective. It's not effective. Why? Because here's what you... Then they say this. Okay, you run the distribution business. I'll handle the retail. You do what you want. I'll do what I want. Guess who benefits from this? Ask who? Your team members. Because they come to you and say, but sir told not to do this. You are telling whom to listen to? If the team at the top is not strong, that's like parents at home who are fighting. What kind of upbringing can they give when they are fighting amongst themselves? Hello? So fighting does not work in businesses. The other thing that does not work is surrendering. I know some younger generation, they say, what to do? Appa is like this only. What to do? My older brother will not listen to this. Surrendering, you know what it does? It kills the spirit and confidence of that person who's surrendering. Today you are alive. Tomorrow you have to go. Yes or no? Everybody has an exit ticket from lifetime. True or not? When you are gone, this person does not have further confidence because you didn't build confidence when you were here. Fighting does not help. Surrendering does not help. The key that helps is to understand when the older generation is controlling, that's their way of protecting. That is love. And when the younger generation wants to try something new, that's their way of building their own confidence. Let them fall. Let them fail. We are making a huge mistake as parents nowadays. Even parents to 2-year-olds. I've seen 2-year-olds, parents, mothers. Don't touch my son on the cheek. He'll get infection. Amma, he's the first child in the universe. We all played in mud and grew up. Yes or no? Hello? This need to control as parents is making us go mad. The reality is to allow people to fall, allow people to fail. Don't give it easy, yet support them emotionally. How many of you think that would really strengthen the next generation? Raise your hands. Okay? My dad did something beautiful with me. When I went bankrupt for the first time, I was 21 years old. I went into a 25 lakh rupee loss. My mother behaved like an Ekta Kapoor serial actress. She started beating her chest, breaking her bangles. What have you done? You lost money, you are mad, you are this. My father did something beautiful. He said, son, you're 21, you're in a 25 lakh loss. Don't worry, don't lose hope. Continue building your business. By 30, you'll be a millionaire. He didn't give me money. He could have given me money. He didn't give me money. He gave me something more important than money. He gave me confidence. Is this making sense? Strong parents can become the biggest benefit or the biggest problem if they know how to channelize themselves really well. And as a second generation, you got to understand, when they're controlling that love. So, here's what I would do with my dad. I'd say, I know you're saying not to do this because you want to protect me. Thank you for that love. I understand you love me. At the same time, let me fail. Let me fall. Support me. That's what creates a stronger second generation. Yes or no? Now, here's the truth. If you want to scale your business, it's not just about empowering people in your families. It's also about identifying talent that can grow your business. Somebody who scaled up a business. So you need to decentralize management. You need to what? Professional CEO, professional CTO, professional CFO, professional CMO. You decentralize the management. The business owner becomes non-existent at this stage. Everybody knows your brand. Nobody knows who started the brand. It's the best stage. Ask me why. Because you become a silent billionaire. You become a silent billionaire. Everybody knows your brand. Nobody knows who started it. And the business runs on system-driven growth. That's how you scale. Is this making sense? How many of you can place your business in any of these 5 stages? Raise your hands. Raise your hands. Okay? How many of you would like to learn, if you are in struggle and survival, what is your next step? If you are in stability, what is your next step? If you are in success and scale, what is your next step? Would you like to learn that? Okay, I'm going to quickly take you through that. So here's how you build a business which can grow without you. If you're in struggle and survival, you got to do the following. Firstly, you got to focus on your business model. You got to focus on your, come on everybody, you got to focus on your, you got to offer the right products to the right customer with the right structure. Now I know it's easy for me to give you this theory, but in practicality, we got to work it out and understand who values your product, who's willing to spend money on your product, who's excited by your product. So you need to really identify who is the right customer, what are their needs, what are their desires, what are their problems, offer that product which fulfills that need, desires and problem through a right channel, through a right structure which is scalable. When you do that, you get your business model right. The moment you get your business model right, the next thing to do in struggle and survival is manage your business. Clear goals, clear roles, clear reviews. Now I'll tell you something. Most businesses do not give role clarity to their staff. Most businesses only give task clarity. What do they give? Like if you have a team and this is what you do in your business every morning. Your team members come to work and then you tell them, today you do this, you do that and you do this. That is called task clarity. That is called what? That's dangerous. You can't hold them responsible for an end result then. You got to give them a role clarity and tell, you are in marketing, your responsibility is to generate leads. You are in sales, your responsibility is to generate revenue. You are in operations, your responsibility is to deliver value to the customer. You are in customer service, your responsibility to make sure customers happy. Give them a role, don't give them tasks. Is this making sense? And then you got to review their goals. Most people don't review. Ask me why. Come on everybody, ask me why. Because reviews are boring. They say, instead of reviewing, I'll only do. If you are the sort of person who wants to do everything in your business, guess what? You are the chairman of the Self-Employment Club of India then. You head everything, you do everything. Very dangerous. And the key is marketing. Today we live in times where marketing is not a luxury, it's a necessity. You may be good at what you do, but if your customer does not know it, you will not win. Like there's a quote I love sharing. Listen to this carefully. Best known. Everybody say the words. Best known will always beat the best. Best known will always beat the best. You may be best at what you do, but if you're not best known, you're going to lose the game. Yes or no? That's why you got to market. And marketing is a responsibility for every business. You need to have a clear positioning, clear proactive marketing, magnetic strategies you got to use. And finally, you got to make sure you do sales by design. Most people do not teach their sales team how to sell. They just give them product information. Just product information is not called selling. Selling is a skill. So you got to sell by design and manage sales proactively. Now, all the businesses that are in struggle and survival, when you start doing all of these things, what stage does your business go to? What stage? It goes to the stage of stability. So this is your checklist. Unless you've not done this, you can't move to stability. Once you are in stability, how many of you are in stability? Your business is stable. Raise your hands. Raise your hands if you're in stability. Would you like to know how to take it to the next level? Here's what you got to do. You got to make sure every function is functional in your business. Every function like marketing, sales, operations, R&D, accounts, human resources, management, all these functions are functional where you have the right strategy in each department, you have right systems in each department, and you have the right team in each department. So it's a game of three things, everybody. Repeat these three words after me. Strategy. Come on, everybody say strategy, systems, team. Every department needs a strategy, it needs systems, and it needs teams. When you set up strategy, systems, and team in every single department, that's when your functions start functioning. Yes or no? So I want you all to do this. Everybody take your right hand forward, take your right hand forward, take your right hand forward. Now do this with me. Business is like a wheel. Come on, do this. Business is like a wheel which has 7 spokes. It has how many spokes? You've seen cycle wheel. It has spokes. Yes or no? Now if one spoke is broken and you ride the cycle, what does the broken spoke do? It breaks the other spokes. Yes or no? And the wheel loses balance. In the same way, every business has 7 spokes. Marketing, so that there is lead generation happening. Sales, so that there is revenue generation happening. Operations, so that there's delivery on time and happiness of customer quality is taken care of. R&D, so new products and services are being created. Accounts, so numbers are accurate, you are complying to the tax laws and you are getting insight. Then HR, so that recruitment is happening on time, development of people is happening on time. And finally, management. These are 7 activities required for every business. Yes or no? Now let's just say one spoke is broken. You're not doing marketing. Will it affect the other spokes? Yes, it affects your sales because you don't have leads in the pipeline. Now, when it affects sales and you don't have leads in the pipeline, you become more desperate to sell. Yes or no? Now, when you become desperate to sell and that customer is not willing to buy from you, you will go to any extent to reduce your price and leave your profits. True or not? Do you want to learn the best negotiation strategy? Raise your hands if you'd like to learn the best negotiation strategy. Like, how many of you have your customers who bargain with you? Raise your hands if you have customers who bargain with you. How many of you would like to give the product or service and no bargain? Raise your hands. Listen to this. The best negotiation strategy is marketing. Is what? Come on, everybody. Is what? Now ask me how. As a small and medium business, when you have leads in the pipeline because you are marketing, when you have leads waiting to buy from you, will you be desperate? Will you be desperate if you already have leads? No. You will hold your price. So if a customer bargains, you will say, take it or leave it. If not, you next. But if you don't have leads, your desperation increases. That's when you give into the trap of negotiation. I'm emphasizing on this because as a community, I know you've been in business for years, for centuries. And the older you are in business, the more reluctance you have in something like marketing. Hello? So I really want to be able to help you to understand that all functions are critical. Now imagine, marketing is not happening, HR is not happening, R&D is not happening. It's like the wheel does not have so many spokes. Yes or no? Now when the wheel does not have spokes, do you call it a wheel or you call it a tire? You call it a tire. What do you do with the tire? Hold a stick and you run with it. Then everything in the business is dependent on you. So you got to make the functions functional if you're in stability. And while you're making the functions functional, your full-time job as a stable entrepreneur is to build your team. You need to give them clarity of where we are, where we want to go. You need to develop their competence and you need to manage culture. A lot of entrepreneurs don't like building a team because they find it boring. Who will sit and manage people? But this is a baseline responsibility of any entrepreneur who's scaling up. You got to build your first team. You build your first team will then build other people. Hello? Yes? And finally, you got to lead the execution excellence. You got to balance results and relationships when you are in stability. People need to love the workplace, yet you need to hold them accountable. Now, how many of you have heard this? My company is like a family. Raise your hands if you've heard this or said this. My company is like a family. Now, everybody look at the people on your table and say, that's dangerous. Tell them, have one family at home and keep them happy. In your company, don't build a family culture. Build an army culture. Build a what? Because in an army, people are willing to take the bullet for each other. Yes or no? There's no bigger way of showing care than willing to die for someone else. Yes or no? At the same time, in an army, people push each other, challenge each other, hold each other responsible for following the regime and the discipline. True or not? Armies balance results and relationships. Everybody do this. Armies balance results and in family, it's only focus on relationship, result is forgotten. Businesses that operate like a family culture, they don't hold each other accountable. They don't challenge each other. Everybody's there in their comfort zone. Everybody is happy. But the growth is by default, not by design. So tell the people on your table, build an army. You got to build an army, result and relationship. Now you tell me, for businesses that are in stability, when you do all of that, what stage do you go to? Come on everybody, what stage? You go to success. Now when you reach success, you have some important decisions to make. You got to make some strategic decisions. You got to decide how do you want to grow the business from here. Do you want to just grow customers? That's organic growth, yes or no? Every business is growing customers, so that's organic growth. Or do you want to grow geographically so that you exponentially grow? Or do you want to expand your product line? Or do you want to prepare for an IPO? Or you want to prepare for a merger or an acquisition where you merge with a larger enterprise or you acquire smaller enterprises? Those are the decisions or strategies for scale that you need to decide in the success stage. Yes or no? Now, when you make those decisions, based on that, you got to start leading leaders. You got to start leading. Come on, everybody. You got to start leading. And here's something beautiful I want you to know about businesses that reach success. I see a lot of entrepreneurs who've reached success being very frustrated with their second line. Now, their second line leaders are loyal people who've helped them build the company to that stage. Yes or no? But sometimes what you need to understand that there's a difference between manager and management. There's a difference between, what are the two words, everyone? Manager and manage. That loyal person who helped you build a company was a manager. He was committed and he was capable in that area of work. Yes or no? So he was a great people manager and he was a great project manager. He could handle results as well as relationships. That is a manager. Clear, everyone? Management requires a different skin. It requires a different construct. Management is not just people and project management. Management is actually business management, strategic thinking. And I see a lot of homegrown businesses, the entrepreneurs frustrated, saying my department heads are not able to think like a business owner. Please understand, those department heads were great from the point of view of being managers. Now you need to give them trainings and coaching to make them management. Either you have to invest in them or you got to find someone else. Just being frustrated with them does not help. Yes or no? So you got to lead functional heads excellence to transition from manager to management. And this is the stage you start building your brand and you start financial structuring. Some of the biggest business houses in this country are falling, not for any other reason, because of poor financial governance. Financial governance is the key, ladies and gentlemen. I can go on for 3 hours just talking about this. So you got to structure yourself in the right manner and focus on all of these steps in success stage. Now when you reach success and you do all of this, which stage do you go to, everyone? Come on, everybody. Which stage? Scale. That's when you have a decentralized management. So, how many of you learned something about how to go from the journey of struggle to success? Raise your hands. I have my last 5 minutes and I'm going to close my last 5 minutes by showing you 3 types of entrepreneurs that I see. Are you ready? Come on, everybody. Are you ready? Yes. Firstly, how many of you have learned something in this session? How many of you got some useful next steps for yourself? Wonderful. So I'm going to give you one last thing. 3 types of entrepreneurs. I call them contrepreneur, wantpreneur, entrepreneur. Okay? Now let me differentiate. Contrepreneurs are negative entrepreneurs. They're always negative. These are the type of people who always say, I can't do it, it can't be done. Check with the people on your table. Is that you? Tell them, even if it's you, don't say yes now. Okay? See, sometimes I meet people, say, Rajiv, I know, I've heard a lot, you help businesses scale up, but in my business, you can't make money. So much confidence. In my business, you can't make money. In my head, I'm like, why are you doing that business then? Okay? Are you on a suicide mission? These are entrepreneurs, always negative. Entrepreneurs, it can happen, but I can't do it. I want to do it, but I don't know why it's not happening. Some mystical powers are playing then in your life. Entrepreneurs, they learn what to do and they get it done. They learn what to do and they get it done. The other difference. Entrepreneurs live like a helpless victim or an exhausted soul. They are always tired, they are helpless, exhausted, and they feel everything sucks in my life. My business sucks, my team sucks, my life sucks, the world sucks, everything sucks. Entrepreneurs, they demonstrate something called sincere laziness. Please listen to this word carefully. What's the word? Come on, everybody. What's the word? You know what is sincere laziness? I want to, but I'm not able to. It's a sincere, guilt. How many of you feel guilty sometimes? Raise your hand if you feel guilty. Guilt is a super waste of time. Ask me why. Guilt is a way of feeling good about your insincerity. I want to go to gym. I am not able to get up. You are insincere, that's why you're not getting up, but you feel good by feeling guilty. Sincere laziness is a favorite home of entrepreneurs. The other thing is sincere cowardice. What if it does not work? Anybody here gone to the future and come back? Hello? If you've not gone to the future and come back, then stop predicting what if it does not work. What if it does? And the only way to figure it out is to do it. Yes or no? So that's entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs, they invest time and money and resources that they don't have to build team systems and strategies. When you're building, you don't have the resources. Yes or no? Most people have this mindset. Once I make the money, I will hire a team. Once I have the time, I will build systems. No. To make the money and to have the time, you need to build team system and strategy. Is this making sense? Okay? And final difference. Entrepreneurs only blame, feel guilty, feel unhappy. They live in bitterness. Bitterness becomes a way of life for them. Entrepreneurs, they show burst of brilliance. Sometimes they're doing well, then suddenly they get interrupted with distractions and they go down. Then again they come up, again distractions. Again they come up, again distractions. Entrepreneurs, they face challenges, but they keep moving forward because they understand this. Success is shabby. Everybody say this. Success is? Business is not a game of perfection, ladies and gentlemen. Perfectionists only create mediocrity. Business is a game of shabby success. You got to go out there, do it, get it wrong, and get it right. So I'm going to leave you with the last line. I wish all of you that you fail fast and you fail differently. That's the only way to succeed. Fail fast and fail differently. With that, this is me, Rajiv Talreja, saying goodbye. I'm happy to answer any of your questions. Reach out to me in any of my social media platforms. Thank you so much for having me here. And everybody, give a huge round of applause for this wonderful gathering. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.